All right, this is John Chapman with the 49ers Rush podcast, and I wanted to get to you guys a little bit of a breakdown of the video and kind of see what was going on this week. And we're going to do about 12 to 13 plays, so bear with me. And again, we are going to start off with one of the best things about this game, which is Kyle Shanahan. And this is an entire pre-snap setup to gain leverage on the defense. So what we're going to see here, I'll play through the play one time, then we'll come back. We're going to see a double motion setup with Debo. He's going to get set there, but he's not done. Then he's going to go out. Now, the important part of the play has already taken place. And again, Kyle Shanahan had his best game ever. Calling, setting everything up. If we look here, you're going to see four men, okay, on this side of the center. This guy's playing head up on the center in the gap here. We have our single high safety, and then we have these three guys. What he's going to do is he's going to use one guy, take him all the way out of this, and adjust both middle linebackers here, but he has to do it in stages because the initial thing, if he goes across, he's just manned up coverage. So if Debo keeps going, this nickel corner is just going to continue going wherever he is. So what he's going to do is stop, set him up in the backfield. Now watch the backers. As soon as that happened, they all just communicated, and they're shifting their coverage responsibility. So now the nickel corner is going to come back where he initially was. But after that we start to see these guys slide over. So, because they've already shifted outside of the regular called coverage, now the nickel defender does not chase in man. He's not in man anymore. Rather, to account for the third man out here, you have to have 3 and 3 at least. Both linebackers are going to shift over 2 yards. We haven't got through our first play yet, but again, let's see it one more time through. Watch how he creates blocking angles and leverage. The ball is going to eventually come to the left side just by isolating these guys through 2 separate stemming motions from Debo. Again, you can see here they communicate. They change the shell package. There we go. Now they both shift out. Again, about a 3-yard separation, and then the rest is just boom. Again, by creating all of that space, you are giving your running back so much more room just to make a play. This is what Kyle Shanahan was able to do the entire game, to just completely manipulate the defense into just creating better lanes. Now, let's go to a bad play. This is the Jimmy Garoppolo interception. So right off the bat, we have a 3-by-1, and this is the mistake he makes. He sees press man coverage, and because it's a one-on-one and there's no tight end to this side, he is assuming this is just straight up man, and it's a single high safety play. Now, the mistake that he makes as we go through this, he read the coverage wrong. He was hoping the corner would sit down with this route here, but he did not. It was a true cover 3 instead of what Jimmy Garoppolo was thinking. Again, right there, he's hoping this corner is going to sit, and that's going to give him this runner. He's matched up with a linebacker. You've got to be okay with that. You can see the separation that is there, but he did not account for this deep third corner dropping into coverage. So he gets the pick there. This is a very similar player to how they scored in week 1. You get your wide receiver matched up with a backer on a deep drag or a deep, whatever you want to call it, crossing route. But he was wrong here. But wait, this is the best part of who Kyle Shanahan is. The exact same scheme, a quarter and a half later, you're going to see we're flipped sides. Now, it's out of a different formation, but as he motions across, again, you're going to have that exact same 3-by-1. And if you remember, the interception took place by this wide receiver coming and setting it down. And so he tries to stop right here on the previous play. So what's going to happen here? Kyle Shanahan makes a very small adjustment, and instead of the wide receiver sitting down right now, he knows in the 3-by-1 setting, this guy is going to stay deep third. So he's going to run him off and the safety off. This is where we threw the ball in the first quarter for that interception. Well, guess what? We still have our deep crosser with our linebacker coverage that we are setting down into that void right there, and boom. This is one of the things that makes Kyle Shanahan who he is. His in-game adjustments to these little wrinkle plays, and be able to say, okay, this is what you guys want to do. You want 2 of your deep guys to take our deep fly route? Fine, no problem. I'll take a deep crosser on a linebacker any day. And again, he even pulls a player across on a shallow drag to occupy that opposite just flat area. You can see right here, just to occupy that flat, to pull up the flat defender, so just to create this gigantic window. Absolutely huge win by Kyle Shanahan there. He's unbelievable. Now, here's what we're going to do. This is another passing concept that we've seen a lot. Now, the truest way to beat a cover 3, again, you have one defender that's responsible for the deep third. You have one defender, the middle third, and then another defender down here. We can't see this opposite third. So the best way to beat that is just a straight 4 vertical route. And basically, you send one guy up outside the numbers, one guy inside the hash deep, one guy inside the hash deep, one guy outside the numbers deep. They've got 3 guys, can't guard 4. So what teams are doing now, and Kyle Shanahan was one of the first ones to do that, he's going to run a 4-vert concept. 4 verticals is what that stands for, just with 2 guys. And again, he continues to do this with tight splits just off the line. You'll see a lot of teams do this concept, but they'll flex out their wide receivers here. But he wants to always keep these guys in tight, and I'll show you this again later on a touchdown pass, because what it does is it puts a lot more pressure on this corner, because now he has so much more space to guard in there, and he's still responsible for a vertical straight up the numbers. So as this goes, you're going to see these 2 receivers right there. They split. Nothing really special there off of the get off, but you're going to see how they're going to separate and they start to press. So automatically, this corner is responsible for the outside deepest threat. So this is almost now a man concept. However, because he lined up inside, he opened his hips to the sideline instead of the opposite way. So he's screwed from the start. This guy, the inside release, is going to occupy your slot corner and then also your deep third. He's going to basically just run those guys off. And you can notice he doesn't really look for the ball till pretty deep. But the primary route, which is going to be here, this is going to be Debo, he's going to press as soon as those hips flex, okay? As soon as the hips open up to the outside, you can see how he closes space in on that hip. That's going to be his target, stick, and turn back. Just creates so much space. And again, this guy, you can see how his back is to the ball. His job is just to run off the safety and the slot corner. Again, this 4-vert concept with 2 wide receivers. And the reason why this play can work again, if we go back, look at this max protection. In the past, you would send him out on a deep route as well, and perhaps the back or the fullback to keep that safety occupied. Not anymore. Those 2 guys are the only ones going out for the route. You're doing a max protect to guarantee that your quarterback's not getting hit. And look at these linebackers. They are guarding nobody. Jimmy Garoppolo's not a threat to run. This is kind of going to be the George Kittle concept, because this is the number 1 concern for the defense. And because of that, you've got 2 guys out here against 3 with all the time in the world. And again, Kyle Shanahan's going to scheme that up on his own. Look at the separation with nobody else to help them anywhere around. Absolutely great play right there. And we're going to see a very similar concept on this next play. This is this is the very first touchdown for Debo Samuel. And again, you see these guys with the tight splits inside. So again, this cornerback, he's basically, this is a banjo bracket coverage. There's lots of different ways that you can call this. He's responsible for the first outside break, and then you have your safety responsible for the first inside break. So it's a zone man concept, because nobody really has any man individual. It's just who breaks outside, he is going to be responsible for. And this is going to be problematic. It's a simple rub route, and you're going to see Debo come underneath. So right there, they're going to bunch, and he's going to branch out. Now, because this cornerback, again, same concept that we just saw, he opens his hips the wrong way here again, and it's a 2-way go, because if he opens it the other way, then he's screwed. It's just he's got to guess correctly. So if we see right here, boom, he opens his hips to the inside, but then look at all of this uncovered field. We know where the ball's going. Look at Jimmy Garoppolo's feet and shoulders. He's just waiting for this, and then boom, Debo's going to get out. There's no way he's going to be able to flip his hips around again. Just this very simple rub route, and that he doesn't even have to make contact with him, because he's not guarding the outside one. It's this outside defender. So they go in tight, they break it out. Absolutely incredible play. That's just drawing it up again. You get that much separation based off of alignment and concept route running. It's Kyle Shanahan special. Now, here we go. We are now going to double motion everybody, and the key player here is going to be our man, George Kittle. So we get our first motion across pre-snap. Now we're going to do the exact same motion across, except after the ball. Watch Debo right here. Okay, as soon as the ball is snapped, he is going to mimic that same thing, that crossing route. Now, look at all of these linebackers right here on our boy Kittle. Kittle only had 3 targets for 3 catches this game, but his impact was gigantic. Again, watch him come down. Everybody is around Kittle. You're slipping out the backside here. Look at all of the space that he gets. Just, again, creating this by a motion, a double motion, before and afterwards. So if you pay attention to the numbers, you got your force player here. He's manned up on the outside. They're coming across. Everybody's watching these 2 guys, our fullback and our tight end. Very unconventional set right there. And they are just going to clear, clear, clear. And then we've got our wide open player with nobody around them. All right, here we go. Watching George Kittle again. He's not going to get the ball, but he is going to affect this play big time. You have George Kittle here, the end man of the line of scrimmage. Now, as this play takes place, you've got one guy that's manned up on him. Now, watch this safety. You know where he's going. He is screaming down. This is where this play has to go, right? Wrong. Again, you want to take away our best player, that's fine. You're going to man up with safety help over the top. And pay attention how the safety completely leaves the deep guy. He is not worried about the deep threat at all here. He is keen off George Kittle. He comes down. Guess what, buddy? That's not where we're going. We are going here. So where did this player come from? This is the Marquise Goodwin. He's going to come from here underneath. Get caught up in the mess, sneak out the back. I mean, absolutely incredible play call. Use your decoy. You want to key on Kittle, that's fine, but they're going to make you pay somewhere. Now, here we go. This is the screen pass versus a nickel blitz. This is another touchdown play. And, again, you can tell right off of the alignment. Sorry, didn't pause it there. My bad. That's on me. But you can tell right off the bat. You can see what's going on here. What we're going to do is this is a nickel blitz. He's coming in he was guarding the slot receiver. He's coming in at the quarterback. But watch these these wide receivers. They don't look for the ball at all. This is a 100% just straight screenplay call. Nobody is looking for the ball over here. They are just setting up their blocks. Now, we don't get a great block there initially, but that's okay. So what's going to happen next is they have to make a decision. Okay, we've got this free nickel blitzer coming. Mostert can pick him up. If he does so, the primary receiver for this play is gone, so you don't want to do that. So he's just going to let him go. Jimmy Garoppolo's going to do a little slide arm right there, and boom. Now we have our numbers. This guy's coming to block. Again, pay attention to his head. This is a design play call with only one receiver. That's why he couldn't pick up the block. Jimmy Garoppolo stays in, doesn't really get hit, but then he just makes a play. And look at this blocking downfield. Absolutely incredible the entire game. All these big runs take place, not necessarily because of the ball carrier. Again, and you can see Mostert here, absolute great speed. He have lots of missed tackles, but whenever you get this type of blocking, 25 yards downfield by your wide receivers, that's what allows these type of plays to break. Absolutely incredible. And what I want to do now is I'm going to shift away from the passing game a little bit and focus on the blocking, whether that's up front, the backs, whatever. It's absolutely incredible. This was actually the very first play of the game, and you are going to see our fullback Juice just come destroy a man, okay? I put this out on Twitter if you follow me at JL_Chapman, and it's awesome because he sets up his blocking angle by taking a false step, okay? So the play is going to be coming through this hole right here, and what's going to happen is he's going to set up this linebacker who's keying right here. You can tell. They're both looking at each other. It's key on key. He's going to false step to create that space, and then he's going to come back, boom, sets him up, pushes him over his own guy, and then checks him into the ground afterwards. You want to talk about setting the tone in the first part of the game? Yeah, sit down. I didn't say get up, and then checks him one more time. That's Kyle Juszczyk. One of the best games he has ever had as a pro, not just with the 49ers, was this week. Here's going to be an ISO block, very, very similar. This is not your traditional zone scheme. You see the kick out block, the reach block there. You can see this is actually setting up. This is like football 101. My fullback versus your linebacker. Let's see who can do what, and enjoy yourself, Superman. He did get a little bit of a hit on Breida, but it doesn't matter. Man, just watch it again. He's going to open him up. Head on the outside knee. This is how you teach it, man. If you're going to roll block or cut block, you put your head on his outside knee. There's no way he can go through your body. Boom, up in the air. Absolutely incredible. And then the running back does the rest. But great job with the O-line up front. Now I want to focus again on George Kittle, but in the opposite sense of the game. He had 4 pancake blocks in the first half. This is the first one. So you're going to get the motion, and it's going up top. Watch Kittle, 85. This guy wants nothing to do with this. So, again, you're going to be watching Kittle up here. He's right here, and he's going to just step out and try to block on this simple jet sweep. This is a linebacker. It's not like he's doing this to a secondary guy. But holy cow, just sit down. Absolutely incredible, and we're going to see it here again. This is where Kittle blocks 2 people in one play. You see George Kittle here, and just with his body, he's going to cut off the angle of the unblocked man in a slide protection. He slides across, and boom, he doesn't even spend time with him. He just understands the concept through just repping this continually, that if you are in between him and the ball carrier, there is no way he can get that block. So again, let's step back. Watch this. Watch his shoulder and the slide protection. Boom, he just cuts it off. Now he's not done. Let's go get a little guy. Boom, sit down. That is awesome. You could tell that the cornerback or safety right here wanted nothing to do with this. Just sacrificed his body and bounced off like a pinball. Now, here is another Kittle block, pancake block, and we're going to see this again here. Just a simple screen, get the ball out, no big deal. This is out of our empty set. So you're going to see Kittle kind of lead the way out here. Let's see how he does. He points them out, calls them out, and then, yep, you're going to be baptized into the sidelines. Look at that in front of his entire team, his coaching staff. And again, he's pointing him out. Watch as he snaps the ball. This is the mindset of just a person that wants to destroy people. Points them out, calls them out, and then boom, sticks the block. Oh my gosh, that is so demoralizing, getting slammed to the ground like that. Great play by Kittle. Now I've got 2 more plays, and I want to focus on the offensive line because they had a hell of a game. This is a textbook clinic zone blocking scheme to a T. So you're going to see everybody's first step is just going to be a lateral movement to the offensive right, the defensive left. Everybody at the snap of the ball, boom. Everybody is moving. And all you're going to do is just hat on a hat and keep moving. This is what you want. You want to be on if you're zone blocking to the offensive right, you want your head on the right side. Again, you want your head on the right side. Again, you want your head on the right side. Again, you want your head on the right side. This guy's fighting to cross face. Absolutely incredible. And once you get this going, our fullback's coming out. He's going to get in there too. When all momentum and flow is going this way, as soon as you get your hole, which you can see right here, you cut back against the grain. This is what the zone blocking scheme, Kyle Shanahan 101 is. This is the play because as everything's flowing, you're going backwards. So like if you are starting, you don't understand X's and O's, that's okay. When they say zone blocking scheme, this is what they're talking about. This is what coaches will teach, and they're going to watch that and say, holy freaking cow, that is exactly what they are trying to do. And a simple wrinkle, and this is a little bit more old school, this is called a counter tray. You are going to pull your backside blockers. So it's a counter because the first steps of the running back are to this. They're false steps. And what that does is it creates time for your backside blockers to pull. So you're going to down block, down block, down block. You're going to pull 2 blockers from this side. And the counter step of the running back is going to give your backside blockers that are pulling over and creating better blocking angles. It's going to give them time, and he's going to go right behind them. So again, step. You see our first one's coming across, And then as he goes, our next one comes across right at the exact same time. Gets the blocks and moves on. So here you see, the previous play was the zone blocking scheme. This is a little bit more old school, just a simple counter tray. Boom, 1 across, 2 across, 3 across, then you make your plays. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you hit subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try to get out some more of these. I really enjoy them, but I want to get you guys some more. So stay strong, and we will be back next week with another win, hopefully.